Hello there, Aries. Thank you so much for stopping by for your monthly tarot video forecast for the month of February. What I'm looking at here, this is just kind of an experiment. I am imagining that what's going to show up with the spread that I'm using for the monthly reading is going to be something important that's going to happen to you in February. Something that's probably going to be a process that's probably not going to be quick and just over with really, really fast. But I'm just kind of guessing. This is an experiment to see where this actually leads us, since this is the first time doing this. And this is going to be very different than the weekly forecast. So I would love to hear your comments, what you guys think about this format for the monthlies. So, Aries, what we have coming up for you first does talk to me about your environment. Environment can be any place you have energy, effort, or resources invested. Usually it's home. I've also seen it come up as school or work as well. So what I'm seeing about your environment is that you are putting a lot of effort into it. Maybe you're investing a lot of resources in it. Maybe you're, if it's home, maybe you're redoing the kitchen. If it's work, maybe you're putting a lot of effort into something about your work environment to make it more pleasant and better. And this wouldn't have to be like new paint on the wall. This could be putting an effort to strengthen relationships with other people at work as well to make that environment better. Same thing with school. But definitely, I see you really pouring into this environment to make it better. So that's the first thing that comes up for you for February, Aries. Now my second card does talk about what's going on in your subconscious mind during the month. And so what I have coming up here is that it looks like either something has happened that has really shaken things up for you as far as security wise in your life, or you're anticipating something like that happening because your subconscious is really preoccupied with that right now. So it's I want to say it's kind of not exactly totally catastrophe level. I think catastrophe is overstating things. But this is something that your subconscious is really chewing on and gnawing on. Now, when our subconscious is chewing on and gnawing on things, it could be just a fear that we have. So just because our subconscious is working on ways to figure this out, if you haven't experienced something that's catastrophic or near catastrophic, then don't just assume that that's actually coming. This just means your subconscious is trying to work out a what if scenario for you. Now, the next card that comes up talks to me about two different things during the month of February for you, Aries. The first of those is your learning style. So let's see, what is this card telling me about your learning style? That when you're learning something new, you really don't like to be around groups. During this month especially, you would rather be isolated by yourself, quiet, peace, let you have time to really get a hold of this information before you are trying to coordinate with other people about it and use the information. Now, communication style is the other thing that this card talks to me about, so let's see what we have here. Okay, so I see first of all that you have sort of a mystical communication style, and I'll talk about that in a bit. But also I see that you have a calm and peaceful communication style in general for the month of February. So just, kind of chill, kind of laid back, you're communicating in a way that doesn't stir up any bad feelings or any negative feelings from somebody else. That type of thing is what I'm seeing about calm and peaceful. Now, as far as mystical communication style, I do feel like many of you Aries are communicating with spirit. So this could be communicating with spirit that has crossed over. This could also be where you're communicating with basically where you're praying to God, you're meditating, you're listening, you're getting some answers, you're actually having two-way conversations with God or with Sacred Spirit. So could be happening either one of those ways, could be happening both of those ways for some of you Aries, but that's what I'm getting for your learning style and for your communication style for the month of February. And by the way, learning styles and communication styles are not so much fixed things like you would think that they are. I found in reading for several clients, I have repeat clients that come to me several different times, and many times, depending what they're going through at the time that I'm reading for them, their communication style and their learning style can be completely different, just depending on their circumstances. So time does change that. That's a flexible thing, both of those. Now the next card that comes up talks to me about work, and this tells me, well, what you need to know about me and work before I tell you what it means is that work can be one of two things for me. This can be actually how you make your living, but it can also be those things that you're doing to improve your own character as well. Okay, so this is going to come up either way. You'll know which way as it comes up, and for some of you, this is actually going to apply both ways. So during the month of February, as far as work, what I see for you, Aries, is that work involves some friends that you're really enjoying, the people that you're working with, and you're enjoying actually working with them. So what a fantastic, fantastic card. I love to see that. I don't think I've seen that in the work position before, so that's very cool. Now, as far as that part of your personality that is being grown or expanded during the month of February, let's see, what is this telling me? Da, 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 da. Okay, Aries, you're learning to be even more flexible. You're learning that just because a plan is set doesn't mean that it's set in stone. So you're allowing some flexibility to make some changes on some plans. And that's the part of you that's actually growing now, that's getting stronger during this month, is that part that allows in that flexibility. So where you may have been able to do this before, like I said, it's getting stronger this month. You're becoming more flexible. Good for you, Aries. Now, the next card that comes up does talk to me about those things that you are that you find yourself standing for this month. It's an interesting card to actually have come up. I feel like what you're standing for this month is your ability to pass along good ideas to other people. So you know that you have some good advice or you have some good information that's helpful to other people. You feel really fulfilled passing that on, Aries. And looks like there may be somebody that comes along sometime during the month of February that sort of says, hey, maybe you shouldn't do it like this, or maybe you shouldn't do it at all, or whatever. And this is the point where you would be telling that person, you know what, you don't know what you're talking about. Take a hike. Okay, so the next card that comes up talks to me about how other people perceive you. Responsibility here is the key word. They see you as somebody who is very responsible, somebody that can be relied upon. If you say you're going to do something, other people think to themselves, oh, I can count on that. I can take that to the bank. So-and-so said that. So that's a nice thing to see in a spread for sure. Now we've got a key lesson or a key experience that's coming up during the month of February. This key experience, really it looks like an experience and a lesson probably all rolled into one. But you have a situation where you're going to have what I call forced downtime. And forced downtime just talks about this is not a day when you call into work and say, you know what, I think I'm going to take a vacation day or a couple of vacation days. That's voluntary. That's not forced. Forced downtime is something like, I had this happen to a friend once. This is just an example. I don't know that it would happen to any of you. But her garage door quit opening and she didn't know how to bypass the electronics on it. So she couldn't go to work until the guy came out to fix the garage door because she couldn't get her car out of her garage. So that would be an example of forced downtime. It's a time when you're not able to do everything that you would normally do on a particular day. Okay, so you've got that lesson or experience for you as a forced downtime during February. And during this forced downtime, because you're not able to do the things that you would normally do every day, you have time to really think about things and consider things that under normal circumstances you really wouldn't have the time to consider like this. And so what happens is you go into this forced downtime experience as Aries 1.0, and then you come out as Aries version 2.0, like the new and improved version of Aries, because when those perspectives change, it kind of catches you up to date with how things really are in your life. So very cool thing actually to have those perspectives changing. Now, as we get into the rest of the month, what's happening is you're integrating these new perspectives into your lifestyle. And so there are a few things happening. First of all, I feel like you're going to be more comfortable sharing your emotions with somebody in your life, maybe more comfortable sharing your emotions in general, but definitely with somebody who is in your sphere of influence. The other thing that comes up is I feel like you're also going to be more comfortable following your own creativity, and you're going to allow yourself to create more and to be more free with what you create and not create so much along the lines of what other people think you should be coming up with, but just create along the lines of where does your gut lead you, that type of thing. So two very empowering things coming out of this month. And then ultimately what we have coming out of you having that forced downtime is there something that happens that actually um, relieves your budget or gives some breathing space to your budget. And so when we have some breathing space to the budget, this may be like you paying the last mortgage payment on your home or paying off your car or even your cell phone. It doesn't have to be a big thing to give you breathing space, but I do see more breathing space coming into your budget by the end of the month of February, Aries. So thank you so much for stopping, for liking, for hanging out. I do appreciate any opinions or thoughts that you have about this new format. Let me know what you think of it. It's completely different from how I do my weeklies. So just kind of curious what you guys are thinking out there as you watch this video. Everyone have a fantastic month. I might do this again next month. We'll see. Peace out.